click, 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 click. If you are new here, welcome. If you are not, welcome back. Hugs. Hey, my God. First and foremost, Happy New Year, my beloved. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2024. I am so excited for all of the bliss that is yet to come from this year and furthermore. And I hope that you are too. I hope that everybody had an extravagant, amazing, loving holiday season. I know I did. Now, I know y'all are wondering, where did you go? Where have you been? Tiffany, your website isn't up. Tiffany, I can't book with you. Tiffany, you ain't showing your face on the channel in over a month. Yes, all of these things are true. Yes, they are indeed. So I didn't want to just come back and just be like, hey, but I kind of just wanted to talk a little bit about what's been up and why I've been gone. Okay, so number one, I know that I said going into December, right? I was really excited to start talking more about consciousness. It was just a lot of things that I was really excited to bring up on this channel. And don't worry, those are still coming and I'm still very much so excited. However, I realized for myself that I needed to just take a month off. Sometimes we're hard at work. We've been hard at work all year, all of us, right? And I am lucky enough to where I am in a position to where I can prioritize my self-preservation. And, boy, hold on, drink of the day already. Y'all want to guess what it is? It's water. And yes, this is a Starbucks cup, but we don't support them. Free Palestine, okay? I haven't been on here for a while. I haven't gotten a chance to say a lot of the things that I need to say, but free Palestine, okay? I am lucky enough to be in a position to where I can prioritize myself and my mental health or whatever I need to, for self-preservation purposes per point in time of my life, whatever. So everything, honestly, these last few months have been so amazing. This entire year has been amazing, to be honest. Like, I feel like 2023 has been so blessed for me, honestly. And it's just been so expansive and a lot of amazing memories have been made and I'm so everlastingly grateful. But towards the end of this year, I was like, you know what? I just want to live. I want to live. I want to take a step back. I went to some concerts. I saw Mariah Carey with my best friend. My best friend came into town, spent some time with my family. I was singing at my auntie's church. Yeah, so all in all, a girl has just been living, laughing, loving, and fixing up everything for the new year. Like, new year, better bitch. I never say new year, new me, because we're always renewing. I just feel like new me, better version of self. So anyway, by the time you see this, my website should be up and running. It's been quite a process, but I'm so excited because it's gonna look so cute and I have like new illustrations and like I hired someone to make like a really beautiful art piece for me. But anyway, let's just get into it. Let's get into it. Since I have taken some time off, had a lot of revelations about what the law means to me and what it looks like to me. And like I said, even earlier in the video, I was very excited to start talking about consciousness, non-dualism. That's gonna be like a big one. And I want to show y'all how it's okay for your belief system and way of doing things to evolve. My understanding of the law since I have dipped my toe in this pool in 2020 has expanded so much more outside of what I thought it was initially. Like, I feel like there's points in times where it's like you get it and you do get it. You get it at that point in time and it correlates with who you are and what you understand at that point in time. But you're going to keep getting it over and over and over and over and over and over in more expansive and limitless ways because us as humans, we're always evolving. Okay? So yeah, allow yourself to expand. Allow yourself to learn, allow yourself to just broaden your horizons with the concept of the law and with anything. Like, that is genuinely how I am in life in general. I will never shut something completely out. Even if somebody is saying something that I might not necessarily agree with per se, I will hold space for that perspective, especially after learning that infinite realities exist, which means infinite truths for infinite versions of consciousness exist. So somebody else's truth doesn't have to necessarily be my truth, but it doesn't mean that it's not a existing truth for that person who is that form of consciousness. Does that make sense? Anyway, I didn't want to come back and okay, well, let me put it like this. I wanted to touch on this. This isn't, I'm not going to harp on this for too long, but I did want to touch on this just a smidge as we inch into the new year. Nobody asked me this in particular. Maybe somebody didn't, I don't know, right? But this is just coming from my place of authenticity. And I kind of started thinking to myself, right, honestly, I was like, you know, I don't really make too many videos on time. I don't talk about time as a concept all too often. And I started thinking to myself, like, okay, like, why do I think that is? And I sat on it for a day or two, and I was like, you know, I don't resonate with talking about time. I myself have been aware of that truth within my own reality for a little while now. But I noticed that, you know, whether it is online in this space and in sessions, that seems to be a very big hump for people. Like, people are always focused on the time. And it's not anything to be ashamed of, and it makes sense because it's like you're a human perceiving time as a real thing. We were taught from day one that time exists. But the reason that y'all don't hear me talk about, y'all really don't hear me talk about manifesting on time crunches, right? Because the thing about it is time is a condition. Just like outer appearances and circumstances are conditions, time in itself is a condition. And a lot of the time what happens is, if you are manifesting on a time crunch, and let's say you are not necessarily firmly planted in your capability to be the God of your reality, meaning you're looking for external sources, you're looking for answers outside of you, you're waiting for something to happen in order to be happy, all of these things that all of us at some point in time have gotten caught up in. You're doing it with time, and you're convincing yourself that if this doesn't happen by this date at this time, or this time on the clock, you know, whatever, you're convincing yourself that you failed. Before, I don't feel like I was ever in a space where I could like really sit down and articulate this fully. But that is essentially why I don't talk about time, is because I don't want people getting hyper fixated on it as a blockage or as a delay. You know, it's just like even with 3Ps. I've talked about 3Ps here and there, I'm sure, but you know, people will ask me, well, how did you get rid of 3Ps in the past? How did you obliterate 3Ps? The answer is consciousness and awareness is everything. So the minute that you look at something, you look at an object and you deem this object as this mountain, this upward mountain, this upward battle, is the minute that it is taking up space in your own life, in your own story, as what you described it as. So that's why I always tell people, when it comes to these third parties, just take your awareness away from it. I never manifested a third party out of the story by going, the third party doesn't exist, the third party doesn't exist, because me deciding that the third party does exist, and then I have to decide that it, like, almost like, oh, okay, so this thing exists, and then I have to convince myself that it doesn't exist, and then once it doesn't exist, I'll be the God of my reality, putting all of these limitations and conditions on things. Whereas if you just drop your awareness from it, it starves itself. Essentially the same thing goes with time. I have talked to many people, and I understand it's human nature to feel disappointed when you feel like something hasn't happened at a certain point in time, and you feel like you have failed yourself, or you know, maybe you're not as well versed in the law as you would like to be, or whatever the case may be, whatever you're convincing yourself at that point in time based off of whether or not your manifestation came. Y'all are always forgetting that there is no relevancy to time. The only relevancy to time is for us to be aware what day of the week it is, so that we can like mosey along with life and be productive and tell morning from noon and night, right? That is what time is for, is to give you some type of perspective navigating this 3D reality. But you got to understand, your manifestation, the universe, source, does not recognize time. We are the people down here of this limited 3D world who have come up with the concept of time for our own ease and navigation of life. That is it. That is all. I cannot tell y'all how many times a day has come, right? And my manifestation wasn't done. And I didn't feel like, because to me that's so boring and played out. I gotten so frustrated with looking at the 3D for external validation. I'm like, you know what? I don't give a fuck. I do have it because I said so. If I'm the God of my reality, I govern over everything, right? There have been so many times where I might not have gotten it that day, but it came in a few days later or a week later, and it made more sense for it to come in the way that it did because it unraveled so effortlessly, just like everybody else always talks about. When your manifestation unfolds, it just seems like something that would happen naturally anyway, because yeah, it was meant to happen naturally anyway, because you are the God of your reality. You've been manifesting effortlessly since the day that you were born. So when it comes to the things that you really, really desire, it's not going to be any different because they are you. They are more of you than the things that you don't want. But there's been so many times where my manifestation has just unfolded perfectly. A few days later, 5 days later, a week later, and it. Okay, y'all, so while I was filming, I was getting so many phone calls in the middle of filming that I just winded up abruptly ending the video. But y'all know me, if I'm in the middle of a point, I'm not going to leave it hanging. I'm going to expand on the point because I want to drive it home. So basically what I was saying is there's been times where I have manifested exactly what I have wanted, even though it didn't come in on that specific time frame. But let's say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a week later, however many days later, my manifestation would come through because I was not acknowledging time as a blockage or saying, oh, see, this means that I didn't do it right. This means that I can't manifest on a time crunch. Instead of assigning it that meaning, I was determined to continue to be God of my reality, be the pilot of this airplane, okay? And say, no, I still have it. And the days that it came in on, even though it wasn't the exact time frame, it actually seemed more ideal. When I look at the circumstances in retrospect, it happened more ideal than it would have happened if it happened on the day that I claimed I wanted it to happen so bad. So you get what I'm saying? It's not about the time. Like, it genuinely is not about the time. You are the only thing in your reality that has any jurisdiction over anything. Time is a man-made concept. It is a man-made element. All there ever is, now and forever, is now. Past, present, future, it's all now. Because anytime you think about the past, you're bringing that into your current awareness, y'all. That is but a memory that you're bringing into your current awareness and making now. Same with the future. You have to bring the future into your awareness now to create it. So don't fixate on, it didn't happen when I said I wanted it to. I didn't do it right. I failed. Don't identify with the illusion of what the 3D has convinced you that time is. Okay? You're more limitless than that. I really wanted to drive that point home because I just want us, if you're a viewer of this channel, I really want you and all of us to continue to put into practice, instead of bringing our awareness to all of these problems and blockages and delays and assigning it that meaning, we're just going to practice taking our awareness away from it. Time is not something you need to overcome. Time is not something that is working against you. Time is not something that is even real. So instead of trying to fix it and overcome it, just take your awareness away of it being a problem, okay? I'm signing off. I love you so much, and I can't wait to talk to you in the next video. Right now. I'm about to end the video right here. Thank you so much for watching. I am so excited for this new year. Until next time, you know that I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you.
I'll be switching